Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Jones looking to throw it on the first play. This is intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research, it all comes back to that, VJ. Scouting your opponent, not just the players, but the coaches too, and seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognize the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Right for a
touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First do no.
Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for them on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, being the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing, Jones. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle, and unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've been off to the races already, a 17-0 lead. Now a chance for more here as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Kamara up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this 1st quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When there's extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denying 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Now Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Room here to run. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 more yards there and another first down.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it fourth down. Well, they try to swing it on left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd down, Jones. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Flush to his right, and this is going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so... defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
For the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Howell throwing on third down here. Olave over the middle. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, Howell. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 30 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Howell. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well. They go play action with Howell. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
To throw again on second down. Howell. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long. And this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal. Because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Here's Kamara off the draw. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Gay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
That's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that will continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called a desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Jones, throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus the defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to it. And I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
A nice job of just sticking the helmet down 9 yards on the play, but still 3rd and 12 now. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Howell. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones, he's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Powell throwing on first down here. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away from going up by 30. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Jones now gonna throw on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
The tackle goes to Harrison Smith. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Kamara. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. straight ahead. Here's Nwogu. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. On the return is Peterson. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. A give to Kamara running right. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But
and my goodness, another interception. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, that means talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. He'll go up top here for Hamler. They've got his man complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback. And they'll begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Again, it's Cook. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And now here's another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he's got some space here. And this will wind up a Saints first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, this is Kamara, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. He moved from your former position senior year, strong safety.
Yeah, sometimes they get you up near the line of scrimmage or you're trying to time up a blitz. You've got to get it right, otherwise that flag comes out and you just cost your team some yardage. And with that kneel down at the end of the game, partner, they now get to 3-1. This is a good football team we saw in this game.
It is indeed getting to 2 games above 500, and I know early on, while they said they wanted to win every game, they thought they would be solid with a 3-1 start, and here they are.
Yeah, you break your schedule up almost into quarters, every 4 games, and assess 3-1. Any team would take that.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you force turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep. So for New Orleans, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.